Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual Tech Conference 2014. My name is Tarit Das, and I am the moderator of today's session. I would assist you with any logistical issues you may have. You could use the sitting caller options to seek help. You change it to red, and I would reach out to you for assistance. Also, make sure to keep your microphones on mute. If you have any questions, you could post it on QA panel. I am monitoring the QA panel and would have the speaker responding to it as and when possible. Now let me go through the slides. If you are not able to hear the audio, please click the voice and video from live meeting menu and click join audio. Once your audio is okay, you should be able to see the speaker button enabled. Then check if it is muted. If it is muted, then please unmute. To give feedback or ask for help, you just need to select the necessary option from the feedback drop-down menu in the toolbar. To ask a question, just type your question in the to ask the presenter a question, type it here and click ask field. Then click the ask button. If you want to watch it in full screen, that we recommend to you, please select by pressing F5. Minimum resolution should be 1024 into 768. The other VTCC to 2014 sessions you might join are big data using Microsoft Azure, multilingual Windows Phone app, building apps for Windows and Windows Phone, app-to-app communication in Windows Phone, multi-machine virtual deployment using PowerShell, demystifying SQL Server backups, performance tuning in SharePoint 2013, Exchange 2013, transport and mail delivery. We will run through a quick poll now to check if the audio is working fine or not. Fine. It's working fine for all the attendees. Okay. In this session, MVP Shantanu Kaushik, who is a Windows expert IT pro, would take you through Windows 8 productivity tools. Talking about MVP or most valuable professionals award, it is our way of saying thank you to exceptional independent community leaders who share their passion, technical expertise and real world knowledge of Microsoft products with others in the community. I am sure you will enjoy the session, so let me not take more time and hand over the session to our today's speaker, MVP Shantanu Kaushik. Over to you.
Thanks, Tarit.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Tech Conference. I'm Shantanu Kaushik, and I'm an MVP in Windows Expert IT Pro. Yeah, so the topic we're discussing today is Windows 8 tools for IT professionals. Just not about tools, this session would compare either Windows 8 on a consumer level and IT Pro level. I will also be going through some basic features of Client Hyper-V, and I'll also be talking about some power user tools in Windows 8. Why exactly am I going through the Windows 8 version comparison is because we have 4 basic versions of Windows 8, and all of them have some of the other differences that are much too necessary for every IT professional or the consumer to look at before he goes ahead and deploys Windows 8 or uses Windows 8 on their computer. So this is basically the comparison between Windows RT, Windows 8, Windows 8 Pro, and Windows 8 Enterprise. In this session now, after this, I'll be explaining a bit about Windows 8 Enterprise. So we have to go through the version comparison before I go ahead and explain the features for IT professionals in Windows 8 Enterprise. So what exactly is the difference between Windows 8 Professional and Windows 8 Enterprise? Here's a chart in front of you, which you can see the differences between Windows 8 Pro and Windows 8 Enterprise. So here in Windows 8 Enterprise, we have features like Windows to Go, Direct Access, Branch Cache, and you can also virtualize it via Remote FX. We have network and file system services, and the best feature is that Windows 8 Enterprise, when deployed in multiple hosting environment, you could actually save a lot on the licensing fees. And okay, let me quickly. So, Windows Enterprise. Windows 8 Enterprise features include all the capabilities that customers get with Windows 8 Professional. So, plus, there are some of the premium features that are designed to provide the mobile productivity, security, manageability, and virtualization needs of today's businesses. There are a few features that are integrated into Windows 8 Enterprise that I'm going to explain. Some of it I already mentioned, like Windows to Go, Direct Access, Branch Cache, App Locker, VT Enhancements, and new Windows 8 app deployment. So what exactly is Windows 8 Enterprise offering you? It is offering the enhancements with Windows benefits and software assurance. As Windows 8 has been reimagined, Microsoft has also enhanced the software assurance. So why they have done it? They have done it to meet the needs of today's workforce. I know you all see firsthand how technology has influenced the way people work and how employees need to stay connected to their data, their apps, and the people from anywhere at any time from a range of devices. So Microsoft has and will be making improvements to the Windows software assurance that provides business customers with better ways to enable these flexible work styles. So let's discuss the features that I have outlined one by one. Windows to Go use rights. Let's talk about that. So Windows to Go will allow all the companies to support a feature called Bring Your Own PC scenarios. So what this will do is this will give the employees of those companies who need to work from home a more secure access to the full corporate environment. And plus, Windows to Go uses the rights under software assurance. So an employee will be able to use Windows to Go on any company PC licensed with software assurance, as well as from their home PCs. Additionally, through a new companion device license for the software assurance policy, employees will be able to use their work on their personal devices at home or at work. Right. So next, I'll be talking about the Windows RT Virtual Display Access. Right. So when used as a companion of the Windows Software Assurance licensed PCs, Windows RT will automatically receive extended VDA rights. So these rights will provide access to a full VDA image, which is running in your data center, which will make Windows RT a great complementary tablet option for business customers. So what about the companion device license? You are using a Windows 8, a Windows RT tablet as a companion for your working environment. So the customers who want to provide full flexibility for how employees access their corporate desktops across devices, Microsoft has introduced a new companion device license for the Windows Software Assurance customers. For the users of software assurance, their licensed PCs, an optional add-on will provide rights to access a corporate desktop either through VDI or through the Windows to Go on up to 4 personal-owned devices. With that, Microsoft is also providing a desktop optimization pack. Just give me a second. I'm trying to load the slide. So I was talking about the Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack. So in addition to the Windows 8 Enterprise, software assurance customers also have the ability to subscribe to a Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack. So what exactly does this pack do? The enterprise customers can take advantage of desktop virtualization. They can manage the Windows features, restore the user productivity after a system issue, or they can actually manage their Windows from this desktop optimization pack. There has also been a user experience virtualization, which allows individuals to change their devices without reconfiguring applications or the settings in Windows 7 or Windows 8. So I'm coming to direct access one more time. Direct access is not exactly new to Windows 8, but it's unique to Windows 8 Enterprise. Direct access lets remote systems behave as if they are on an internal network without the need of a separate VPN connection. Users can connect to and access resources on the internal network from virtually anywhere with, of course, an internet connection. And their IT manager can help keep the remote systems patched and up to date, as well as they can also monitor and enforce policy compliances. I'll be talking about branch cache. So yeah, branch cache is specifically, it was there before, so it's not new to Windows 8, but it makes a very compelling case for the businesses to choose a Windows 8 Enterprise. Branch cache boosts performance and minimizes network bandwidth consumption by enabling PCs to cache files, websites, and other content. Then share it locally in a peer-to-peer fashion. So it's downloaded across on the WAN itself. So these are a few capabilities of Windows 8 Enterprise that I've outlined. I'm going to compare Windows 8 Pro and I'm going to outline a few of the features that Windows 8 Professional actually has that every IT professional should know about. The first feature is BitLocker and BitLocker to go. So the BitLocker hard drive encryption feature was first introduced in Windows Vista Business. And it was there to protect the data on lost or stolen laptops. Windows 7 Enterprise and Ultimate Editions, the feature was extended and it was called BitLocker to go. It was also there to protect data, but it was there to protect data on portable devices. So both features now are available in Windows 8 Pro, and all the IT admins can actually take advantage of this feature on a local system or on their portable devices. Do remember that Windows 8 Pro, these features that I'm outlining are already available on Windows 8 Enterprise. But if you're using Windows 8 Pro, these are a few features that you should know about. The next feature I'm going to talk about is domain join and group policy. So these are both very key features in Windows that actually consumers and IT professionals do not think about that often. IT professionals might, but consumers don't. But these are very essential for IT pros who are managing Windows machines. So domain join will allow IT admins using Windows 8 Pro to access Active Directory, where they can set PC management and security policies through the group policy feature. Using Active Directory, IT professionals can actually verify passwords and specify whether users and system administrators are a different category of users. Next, I have to talk about client Hyper-V, but as I have a separate section on client Hyper-V, I'll be taking it after this. So, Windows 8 supports booting from a virtual hard drive. So, a VHD Windows 8 allows you to boot from a VHD. So this feature was first introduced in Windows 7 Business Editions and is now available in Windows 8 Pro. So it allows IT professionals to create virtual drives for testing apps or testing the beta versions of an operating system without actually affecting the performance of a computer's actual OS. A VHD installation is not a virtual machine, which can hinder a PC's overall performance. Another interesting feature in Windows 8 Professional is the remote desktop host. So the remote desktop functionality is a very old technology that has been integrated into Windows. Now the Windows 8 client Hyper-V and the Windows Server 2012 R2 features an exclusive VM Connect features that utilizes the remote desktop services integrated into the Windows OS to actually communicate with client and host OSs. So now I'm coming to Windows 8 client Hyper-V. Okay, Vasudev is having a problem with slides stuck at first slide. Okay, you can't see my current slide, the client Hyper-V Windows 8.1.
I can see the slide number 5 on my screen.
Okay, great. Vasudev can also see it. Okay, so continuing on with the session, yeah. So what exactly is new in the client Hyper-V for Windows 8.1? We have added support for the Generation 2 virtual machines. And as I told you before, VM Connect, the new remote desktop services integration has been now available with Windows 8.1 client Hyper-V. So, what exactly does the Generation 2 VM offers? So, in Generation 1 VMs, your virtual machine used to think that your virtual machine was more of a physical computer. So with all the devices that was there, say a decade ago or something, ID controllers or floppy disk controllers, serial ports, LPT ports, this and that. So your Generation 1 VM is typically a physical computer integrated as a virtual machine. So your computer thinks that it is actually working. Your operating system thinks that it's actually working on a physical computer. Now, with Generation 2 VMs, with Windows 8 and 8.1, your operating system knows when it's going to be installed in a virtual machine or on a physical computer. So, say you are installing Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 as a virtual machine, your operating system knows that it's going to be installed as a virtual machine, and so it can actually optimize performance based on that scenario. So what does the Generation 2 virtual machine offers? First of all, there is no legacy support, so ID controllers are missing. The new UEFI-based system installations are now supported. So UEFI is a new technology that has replaced the older BIOS, and with this particular system, you can all your devices can very easily communicate with each other and provide their actual statistics to other devices. So the next feature is that you can actually now boot from the virtual SCSI controllers. You can also boot from virtual network adapters. With Windows 8, there has been a feature called Secure Boot. So if you are working with a VM, you can also use the UEFI secure boot options within your virtual machines. It's just like having your system and your operating system linked together with a secure boot device. So if something or someone hinders with your installation, you can very well go through your secure boot phase, and your system won't boot in any other operating system. So someone takes out your VM, copies it or something like that, and takes it to another machine. You can very easily make out that your VM has been moved or copied, and it won't actually work in another physical computer. All the emulated devices, like I told before, all the serial ports, the LPT ports that were not being used, the floppy drive controllers, etc., have been removed. So the guest operating systems now supported with the Generation 2 VMs are the 64-bit versions of Windows 8 and Windows Server 2012, and the 64-bit versions of Windows 8.1 and Windows Server 2012 R2. So this is a list of the hardware enhancements that has been done with the Generation 2 VMs, and these are the list of legacy devices on your left that you can see that have been removed. The replacement devices are in the middle, and the enhancements are at the right. I'll give you 1 minute exactly to look at the list, and then I'll continue explaining the major difference and the working of Generation 1 and Generation 2 VMs. In case you have any questions regarding this list or my other sides, you can always raise a question in the Q&A panel. Right, moving on. I'll change the slide. So this is the basic difference between the Generation 1 and Generation 2 virtual machines in their initialization and working phase. You can see the number of steps in Generation 1 virtual machines and the Generation 2 virtual machines. Here, the first step goes the first major step goes with the Hyper-V BIOS initialization. So then it loads all the ID and the legacy controllers. Then it goes and initializes the operating system. After that, it loads the OS kernel drivers, and then comes the integration services component. And then again, it loads the SCSI controller drivers. So a hefty number of steps I have to go through, and this, of course, decreases the overall performance. In Generation 2 virtual machines, you have fewer steps and fewer major steps to take care of. So your UEFI initialization goes through the Hyper-V. Your integration services are now loaded prematurely, and your SCSI controllers are also loaded, so that before your operating system initializes and your kernel drivers are loaded, you can actually boot from the SCSI controllers. So this is why the integration and the virtual SCSI controllers, this has the SCSI network controllers and the SCSI storage controllers. So after that, your operating system initializes, and then your OS kernel drivers are loaded. So fewer steps of faster machines. A small bottom line to this: the Generation 2 virtual machines are there now, but that doesn't mean that Generation 1 virtual machines are being phased out, because Generation 1 virtual machines will be and have to be the most used among all the VM testers, because the backend processes, almost 99% of the workload right now is done on the Generation 1 virtual machines, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's that Generation 2 virtual machines are more advanced. All the crap has been removed. There is nothing to suggest the load balancing features or something like that. It's not there. So it's a more faster and reliable way to communicate with your computer. But yeah, generation 1 virtual machines are not going anywhere. Next feature I'm going to talk about is VM Connect. This is a remote desktop services integration into Windows 8.1 client Hyper-V and Hyper-V in Windows Server 2012 R2. Let me be very clear that these features are not available with Windows 8 as a host OS, but 8.1 and 2012 R2. So, what exactly is VM Connect and the remote desktop services integration? Previously, with the previous generation of virtual machines, or let's say the previous generation of client Hyper-V with Windows 8 and Windows 8, sorry, and Server 2012, we used to share a communication through, say, text processing. We could actually share a few texts or something like that. But the huge clipboard sharing, the file transfers, the audio redirection and enhanced logging were not there. Right now, let's say you are in a virtual environment with Windows 8.1, and you want to copy your media content, or let's say a whole ISO from your host machine to your client OS. That was not possible before. Right now, what you can do is you can simply copy the file from your host operating system in your virtual machine, minimize it, go to your physical computer's desktop, press Ctrl V or anywhere you paste your files, and it will be pasted. And you can do it both ways, but not just once, but both ways. Similarly, if you want to share rich text images, which was not previously available, you could only share written text in Notepad, just text. Right now, if you have a Word file, or say you have a Word pad with rich images and something like that, you can actually copy the file or copy the content in the file and paste it to your own slides or whatever you have in your virtual machine. With that, let's say that you play an audio file, you play a video in your virtual machine, and you want to hear audio out of it. So your headphones or your speakers are connected to your desktop or your laptop computer, your physical computer. You can actually have that sound, the video with the sound, you can hear it from your speakers. You don't have to virtualize it, you don't have to mute it or something like that. It will work. So the best part about this is you are sharing your data between your physical and your virtual machine without a network. So this is let's say that you are working in an environment where all your VMs are stored on some server. You are actually working with server 2012 R2, and you are using Windows 8.1 as a client, and you log into your server, and but you don't have your network present. So what do? You just copy your files from one end to another without having the network present. So this service works, the remote desktop services works without the network present. So I'll now tell you the existing model of how our virtual machines communicate with the physical computer right now. What happens is that you have a few applications that have access to the video, the keyboard, and the mouse driver. It communicates to the VM bus and talks to the hypervisor. Hypervisor is a layer that is communicating with both the interactive scenarios of a physical computer and a virtual machine. So the VM bus on your physical computer then communicates with your VMWP and VMMS, and the VM Connect basic experience is now applicable there. So what you can do with this is that you can share your screen, your keyboard and mouse drivers, so you can actually share text. That's it. What has now been changed is this: multiple applications working in a virtual environment or physical environment. This is a vice versa. So it communicates with the remote desktop services. So I'll just go back to the previous slide and see there was only video, keyboard, and mouse driver available, but now it has been replaced by the remote desktop services. So what does this remote desktop services offer? It offers you layers between your applications and your input scenarios. Say applications and input scenarios means that your storage and your physical component and your and external storages are now all applicable and available to the remote desktop services to communicate through the hypervisor and the VM bus on both sides. So this provides you with an enhanced experience with your VM Connect, and you can share applications as I told you before. You can share your applications, copy files, play videos or audio files or anything that you wish, and you can communicate through that. Right. So this is the VM Connect. If any one of you have any questions about VM Connect or Client Hyper-V in Windows 8.1 or in Server 2012 R2, you can actually go ahead and ask me any questions from the Q&A panel. Or if I wasn't clear on a specific topic, you can pinpoint that out and I'll explain it again. All right, seems like there's no questions, so I'll go back to the agenda and see what's left. Okay, the only thing that is left is the power user tools in Windows 8. This is more of a very basic topic that I have included just to make sure that if any consumers or IT professionals that are into this webcast today should know that there is a power user tool in Windows 8. Most of the experienced users would already know this, but I should pinpoint this out. So if you on your Windows 8 or 8.1 operating systems, if you press the Windows logo key, press X, a power user menu will pop up where your start menu was before, and from here you can actually use a lot of power users. That is the power commands. So command from admin, computer management, disk management, etc. So how we use it for? If you use PowerShell or you use other commands like that, and the shortcut commands you have to run in the command prompt in admin mode. So that's what it's used for. So this is it. This is
Okay.
a big thanks to everyone who joined the session today.
We can start the question answer section now.
Yeah, please.
If anybody has any questions, you can ask. Okay, let's wait for one more minute. Okay, I guess we don't have any questions here. Okay, thank you, Shantanu Kaushik, for your valuable time today and for delivering the useful topic. I hope the audience have enjoyed the session and it was equally useful for them. I would like to mention here that feedback is important in planning these sessions, and we would request all your attendees to provide feedback by participating in the survey. Events team will send you an email with the link to survey. Please do make it. Thank you and looking forward to see you in the next event.